Hi, my name is Riddell and I am an independent consultant and district manager with Arbonne. The purpose of this video is just to basically explain a little bit about why I joined this amazing business, and then to give you some more information about the business to see if this could be a fit for you as well. So for those of you who don't know, my background's in teaching. I'm a secondary high school teacher and I have been for the past 6 years. Recently I kind of thought to myself, I can see a few flaws in this and I'm not sure if I'm going to want to do this until I retire. So basically I find it quite a negative environment, and also I find that I work very, very long hours and I don't always get appreciated for the work that I do. I've always worked hard, I've always wanted to do my best, and I just feel like when I do my best, I'm maybe not being appreciated for that. So the first time I came across Arbonne was over a year ago when my friend hosted an Arbonne event, which I went to. I bought some of the products, I thought they were great, and at the time the girl who was running the event said to me, would you be interested in working with Arbonne? And at the time I thought, no, there's too much going on. I had a million reasons why I didn't want to do it. I'm too busy, there's this, there's that. And she said, would you mind if I checked in with you in 6 months' time? Which she then did, and by which point my life had completely changed, my personal circumstances had completely changed, and my life was very, very manic. I had just bought a house by myself, I'd just taken on my dog full time by myself, and I had this completely new life which I was loving, but this new life was very, very busy and it was very, very expensive. So at the time when she said to me again, I was very tempted to say, no, again, I'm still too busy, there's too much going on. And then I kind of stopped and thought to myself, well, nothing's really going to change unless I change it. So unless I decide to do something about it, in 5 years, 10 years time, I am still going to be in this kind of hamster wheel situation where I'm rushing to work, kind of living paycheck to paycheck, never having enough money, never having enough time. So at that point, which was probably the busiest, most hectic time in my life, I decided that I was going to start my Arbonne business last September. And since I've joined it, I have got no regrets. I'm absolutely loving working with Arbonne, and I'm so glad that I did it. I can really see how this is going to help me in my future. It's going to help me in times of the time that I need to gain back and the money that I need to gain back to live the life that I want to live. So I'm just going to share some information with you to give you a little idea about how the company works. Okay. So, a little bit of history about the company. Basically, the company to me ticks a lot of the boxes that you would be looking for if you were wanting to set up a business. So it's a well-established company. It has been on the go for 39 years, coming up 40 years. It's a global company, so we currently operate in 7 different countries. So in terms of growing a business, you can think about growing a business across more than one country. And basically, it's a very kind of slick business model. It is like having a business in a box given to you. So everything that you need for setting up your business is given to you when you start your Arbonne business. So you're given your own personal website in which customers will shop through, and you're also given all the support and the training and help that you would ever need to know exactly what you're doing with your Arbonne business. You're also completely supported by the client support and the home office team. So they take care of any sort of things that customers may have concerns with or issues with. You never really need to deal with that side of things. And in terms of what you have to do as a business, you're not in charge of taking huge levels of stock, for example. You have your own website, customers go to your website, they purchase from your website, they pay with a card, and it gets sent directly to their house. So you don't need to deal with stock or deliveries. So from that point of view, it's very much like opening up a franchise, so with a really, really great product that's already been developed for many, many years and it's well established. However, it doesn't have that huge initial cost that a franchise would have. It's got a £30 startup fee, so it's very, very low risk, and the business is basically set up for you. You just have to kind of plug into what the business offers you. So when our founder Peter Mork set up the business, he was aiming to do a couple of things. He wanted to make pure, safe, beneficial products, and he also wanted to give ordinary people like myself the chance to live an extraordinary life. So in doing that, he designed the product range, and our products have been ahead of the game since the very, very start. So some of the key features of our products, for example, we have never ever tested on animals, and everything is gluten-free and vegan and kosher. So we basically tick a lot of the boxes in what consumers are looking for. More and more consumers these days are concerned about what's going in their bodies. They may be gluten intolerant, they may be vegan. So from that point of view, it's really nice that we can just tick all those boxes and meet the needs of all those customers. Also, our products are very, very high standard. They are unique in the market because they tick all these boxes, and they're also what's called the best of science and nature. So if you can imagine plant-based products that are very, very natural and very, very good for the body and the skin, don't contain any harmful ingredients. And you can also imagine products that have been developed by science. So they have the clinical tests to prove that these things actually work. And you combine both those things together, you have got the Arbonne product. So we really are unique in the market that we cover all these things. We're built on Swiss heritage, which means we are to the highest possible standard. And we've got the highest quality ingredients which have been sustainably sourced from all over the globe. We're also stand to European standards. So in Europe, there's over 1,000 ingredients that shouldn't be found in any of their products. We have over exceeded that. So in Arbonne, there is over 2,000 ingredients that we do not put in any of our products. So these would be ingredients that would seem to be harmful to the body. So for example, artificial sweeteners or flavours are not found in any of our products. We have never ever tested on animals, and as I say, we are being ahead of the game in terms of what customers are looking for. We have had all these things since the company started nearly 40 years ago, so we're quite unique in that sense. In terms of what the products are, we have a huge product range, so we basically have over 500 different products split into our 4 main ranges. So our skincare, we have skincare for everything that suits the needs of everybody. We have the RE9, which is our kind of flagship one. It's our anti-aging range, and we have that for men and women. We also have the prep work for younger skin. We have skincare for acne-prone skin and skincare for sensitive skin as well. And a lot of these are treatment-based, they are clinically tested, and they are proven to work. Our nutrition range accounts for almost half of our sales. It's a huge chunk of our sales. And our main kind of selling point within that, if you like, is our 30 Days to Healthy Living. So that's basically a program where consumers change their whole attitude and their education towards food and their diet. And they see huge, amazing results within the 30 days. We also have our nutrition range, which has been clinically tested and approved and used by Olympic athletes. And some of their favourite products in there, the Fizz Sticks, which is basically a natural-based caffeine, which gives you a huge energy boost, but isn't harmful to the body. Our personal care range has got pretty much everything in it that you would ever need. So you've got your shampoos, your conditioners, your body washes, self-tan, aromatherapy range, baby care range, basically everything. And then our makeup range is kind of twofold, which is great. It's a really great makeup. It stays on very well. It's got very long lasting, it's staying on. It's also treatment based, so it means that it's treating what's going on underneath as well as covering up what's going on top. So huge range of products that are highly popular. And the great thing about these from a business point of view again is they are consumable products. So when consumers try our products and they love our products, they use them and they reorder them. So in that sense, it makes perfect business sense to be in this industry. So how we run is on a slightly different model to traditional retail. We run on something called social marketing, otherwise known as network marketing. And just a brief description of how that works. So if you look at the traditional retail up at the top there, basically for the products to get to consumer from manufacturer, it means that the products have to go through all these different stages in the middle. And all these different stages have to be paid. So you can imagine a huge amount of budget goes on to advertisements, celebrity endorsement, lighting, staffing, transport, all these things. And basically what that means is when the consumer gets the product at the end, although it may be quite a high quality product, a lot of the product and the money that's been invested into the product isn't actually being invested into the final product. It's being invested into all the stages in the middle. So what we do, social marketing down at the bottom, is we cut all that middle stuff out. So basically we have our manufacturer and we have the consumer and we have nothing in between apart from myself, the Arbonne independent consultant. And this is great because it means a couple of things. It means that the product itself is of the highest quality. We reinvest a huge amount of money into bringing out new developments in our products all the time to make sure that they're the very best they can be. It also means that the consumer is getting the product, a very, very high-end product, at a better price. And it also means, lastly, that the independent consultant like myself gets paid very competitively in terms of commission for being the marketing arm of the business. So that again ticks a lot of the boxes. In terms of why this is a great model to run on, more and more people are shopping online, less and less people are going to shops. People are on their phones all the time, they're using their smartphones to order things. We have a great shopping app where you can order things easily online. So online shopping is on the increase. Social media is also on the increase, it's blown up massively in the last decade, and that really helps a social marketing company. And in terms of the industry that we're in as well, the health and wellness industry, again, is booming. It's becoming one of the biggest industries globally. So this model, this Arbonne model, really ticks a huge amount of the boxes for making a successful business currently. So if you can imagine the basics of how it works, we do three things when we become an independent consultant. So we stop buying products in the retail stores and paying for their overheads. We start buying products from our own online store. And we get them at a great discount. We get between 35 and 50% off all of our products. So it's really not hard to start enjoying the products. They are genuinely very, very good products. For example, I'm doing the 30 Days to Healthy Living program just now. I'm loving it. I'm feeling so energized. It's one of the best things I've ever done. I use all the makeup, all the skincare. The products genuinely are not hard to use because they are so good. And then what we do is we share a couple of things. So we share the business with people and we share the product information with people. And we get paid for that. So if you imagine a kind of situation where you've been to a nice restaurant for dinner and you tell your friends to go to that restaurant and they go and they eat there, that restaurant is not going to come and find you and give you a paycheck and say, thanks very much for the recommendation of these customers, that was great. That's exactly what Arbonne do. So by literally giving word of mouth recommendation about the product and telling people about the business, Arbonne compensates me. So they pay me every time someone purchases a product through my website, every time someone repurchases a product through my website, and every time that someone joins the business. So really the model itself is quite simple. All I do is use the product, talk about the product, and talk about the business. So network marketing, the power of starting up a network is amazing when you actually get to understand it. So if you imagine yourself in the middle, and a lot of people, their common concerns with this type of thing is, oh, I don't know enough people to be able to do network marketing, I don't have a big enough network. It really doesn't matter so much about who you know. It matters about who you know and who they then know. So for example, if you bring 4 people into the company and they also all bring 4 people into the company, so you can teach and you can train other people how to do what you did, you would ultimately then have 20 people suddenly in your network. And you're going to be rewarded for all the sales of your own customers and the sales of those 20 people. So this is how growing your network exponentially grows your business and grows the income that you're earning in your business. So you can actually create a massive income by creating a team of people who are working within your network. And that doesn't mean that the team of people that you bring in are restricted by you. It really depends on how hard you work in this business. So if you over exceed the level or the pay of the person who brought you into this business, that is absolutely fine. That is absolutely encouraged. So there's no unfairness in the business in the way that anybody gets paid, but the strength of building a network and building a team in network marketing really, really exponentially grows your income. If you imagine you had 1 pence in your bank account and you doubled it every single day for a month, it might shock you to know that you would have £4 million, over £4 million in your bank account at the end of that month. So that's how it kind of works with network marketing. The bigger the team you have, the bigger the growth of your company and the bigger the growth of your income. So what is that income? Well, this is the kind of exciting part that people like to know about, the average monthly incomes in the UK. So there's 4 levels of management in Arbonne. I am currently a district manager and working towards becoming an area manager. So it tells you down the side the average time to position. Now, this really depends on the person. For example, it took me 3 months to become a district manager. Some people do this a lot quicker or slower. It really depends on what you put into the business. So the more you put in, the quicker you progress and the more earnings that you will make. So if we look at district manager, that's an average monthly income of £150. Quite nice. However, that ranges from about that to about £800 a month. Okay. Working up to area manager, you're looking at between about £800 and £2,000 a month. So in terms of what that does for different people will all be different. For me, £2,000 a month exceeds my monthly income as a teacher. It would allow me to pay for my bills, my mortgage, my expenses. So that itself would be a huge benefit to me, becoming an area manager. And at that point as well, you have the advantage that your business becomes billable. So the residual income that you're earning with your business for the rest of your life will be paid to your family members when you're no longer around, which is a really, really nice reward that you wouldn't get with many companies. Then when you progress to regional and national vice president, you get the added bonus of Arbonne paying for you to lease or rent a white Mercedes. So that means that you are driving your white Mercedes and creating this huge monthly income. So for example, a regional vice president on average is over £3,000 a month. Okay, but that normally can go up to about £10,000 a month, again depending on the level of input that you're putting into your business. If you can imagine what £10,000 a month could do to your life, that would completely change my life. So I would be handing in my notice, there would be no need for me to be working my job, I would pay my expenses and more. I would be able to travel, I would be able to do a lot more with my time and money. In terms of national vice president, we're then talking about huge amounts of money, even more money. So on average from about £10,000 a month to basically an unlimited income. There is no cap on the amount of income that you can create in your Arbonne business. In terms of what you can earn, it's a huge, huge amount. And you're also rewarded with other things, so cash incentives, incentive trips, cash bonuses, rewards, so many different things that Arbonne do to make you feel valued and help you build your business and get you to where you want to be in the business. So really, when you're getting to the top of the company, we are talking about life-changing amounts of money here. So there's a couple of different hesitations that people have when you ask them about starting up a network marketing business. They don't know enough people, they don't understand the business model. When you actually get into it, it's so quick to pick up. You get so much help and support. Everybody's got your back. That's a really nice thing about the company. You're not competing with the people who you're working with. They are helping you. And you do not need to be a salesperson. You do not need to be a product person. Everything about the products, you have information given to you. So there's no need to worry about things like that. And in terms of people saying they don't have time and they don't have money, they may think that at the time, but if you almost flip that and think to yourself, I'm doing this because I don't have enough time, and I am doing this because I don't have enough money, and because I want to change my life. So actually, Arbonne can be the vehicle to give you more time and more money. So although at the time it might seem like my life is super hectic, there's no time to fit in another thing, if you think of the long-term plan and where your life could actually be in 5 years' time, if you work this business well, you could have more time and more money. All the stresses that you have holding you back right now would no longer be stresses. They would be a drive to make you succeed in this business. So that really gets you thinking, and that got me thinking, where will you be in 5 years' time? If you live the way you're living just now in 5 years' time, will you be happy? Will you be enjoying your job? Will you be financially secure? Will you have enough savings to support you if something was to go wrong and you weren't able to work anymore? If the answer to any of those is no, then there is no reason for you not to try network marketing. It has the potential to hugely change your life with such a minimal risk. And if you can just put in a bit of time and effort for the first little while in your business, as I say, the exponential growth and the changes that that can make to your life long term are so worth it. So, where do you see yourself at in an Arbonne business? You've got a couple of different options. If you think the products sound really nice and you'd quite like to use them, you can become a client and pay full price, or you can become a preferred client, which means that you get 20 to 40% off the products for a full year. So worth doing. Also, if you think it might be quite nice to tell some other people about the business or about the products, you can host an event. So there's lots of different things you can do for that. You can have Prosecco night, girls' night, you could have a healthy happy hour. Basically, myself or an independent consultant would come round and do any sort of event. And you would just get some friends round and they would have a wee look at the product. So what you get for that is you get discount and you also get a free gift for hosting an event. So another thing worth thinking about. But you're probably sitting thinking that the main reason that you're on this call or watching this video is because you want to become an independent consultant. You want to change your life with this business. So what this means is you get to start your business for such a low cost fee. As I say, £30 is all it costs for you to set up your business. You get 35 to 50% off all the products. So even from a personal point of view, using great quality products for a cheaper price is a huge benefit. You get access to the competitive compensation plan that we talked about. So in terms of making that extra money every month, making cash bonuses, the Mercedes-Benz incentive, all the trip incentives and cash incentives that you get with the company. And also the one that I am really enjoying is the personal growth and development. So in terms of what it can offer you as a person to increase your confidence, there's so much that Arbonne can offer you. So there's trainings, you go to them, they are the most positive events. You will come out just feeling so uplifted. You will learn so much about the business. I've already learned so many new skills and met so many amazing, lovely people with doing Arbonne. And that is one of the main things that I am really enjoying about. So that's basically your options with Arbonne. And I just want to say thank you very much for watching this short video, and I will be in touch to speak to you about what you're thinking. Thanks.